This is the Warrior, one of the family of armoured vehicles being used by British forces in the harsh conditions of Afghanistan. And over the past 12 months, the 1st Battalion Scots Guards have been among those on active service there. But today, they're swapping the Warrior for these smart tunics and bearskins as history is being made on Horse Guards Parade. For the first time ever, an armoured infantry battalion is taking pride of place at the Queen's Birthday Parade. It's a proud day for all of those taking part in the 59th birthday parade of the Queen's Reign, but especially for the 1st Battalion Scots Guards, accompanied by the Pipers in their splendid Royal Stuart tartan, because they have the honour of trooping their colour today. It's the first time for 9 years that the 1st Battalion has provided the escort. Let's not forget, this time last year, they weren't here, they were serving in Afghanistan. They're due to return there on active service next year. Exceptionally this year, we have all 7 regiments of the Household Division present in London for the birthday parade. That's not happened for some time. And of course, they'll be remembering all those members of the armed services, 77 of them, who lost their lives on active service during the past 12 months. The thousands who attend this event every year do so to pay tribute and, of course, to enjoy the unbeatable display of military drill and music. Among those in the stands, heads of the armed forces, veterans and their families, diplomats, senior politicians, including the Prime Minister and Dr. Liam Fox, the Defence Secretary, already here. There'll be thousands too watching along the Mall. They'll be kept in place by the streetliners, men of the 1st Battalion Irish Guards, who were deployed to Afghanistan until just a few months ago. It is in fact a very special day for the Irish Guards, because their newly appointed Royal Colonel will be riding on parade for the first time. And that is Prince William, the Duke of Cambridge. He'll be emerging from Buckingham Palace in a short while. His wife Catherine will be watching the parade for the first time as a member of the royal family. But the hallmark of the parade year after year is that careful preparation, that attention to detail. Claire Balding can tell us more about that.
This is one of the most impressive sights on parade, the drum horses. This is Achilles, known as Rodney. It's his 5th time on parade, so he's got bags of experience. He's had an early morning bath and a bit of a hairbrush as well. And he's got to show the way to this fella, because this is Celt. He's 6 years old. It's his very first time, isn't it? And he's still got a bit of bedhead going on here, but he'll be looking perfect. Now, they have to have lots of training, and this guy, Digger, is still a novice. He's not allowed out yet. He's 20 hands high. He is the biggest horse in Great Britain, but they have to get used to the weight and the vibration of the jums. Well, there are no horses for the Scots Guards. They're an armoured infantry battalion, and their chosen charger is the Warrior.
We're on day 3 of our initial rehearsals for the Queen's Birthday Parade. We're sort of getting rid of the cobwebs, getting the format of the parade back into the heads of the guards, so that we're all thinking and singing from the same song sheet.
Escort to the colour!
The last time the battalion trooped the colour was in 2002, and I'm hugely conscious of the history and tradition that has gone before us and all that we will be representing on the day.
Turn. Good.
Although we're guardsmen, we are an armoured infantry battalion serving in an operational deployable brigade. So we have to bring the boys back to basics, arms swinging together, basic foot drill, all these little movements we're trying to achieve.
Force the left arms in against the body.
Now, this is the first time ever that a non-London district Guards battalion will troop its colour. So the boys need to put that extra bit of effort in, because there will be a lot of eyes on the battalion.
Personal drill's got to be immaculate, got to be smart. All your kit's got to be done perfectly. The boots got to be gleaming, brassy got to be shiny.
It is quite daunting, having very limited ceremonial experience, to be in front of the eyes of the world and Her Majesty as the ensign. trying to make sure that the colours are presented gracefully whilst not being dragged along the ground. It's a bit of a challenge for myself, being not the tallest of guardsmen.
The drill just now in the Queen's Birthday Parade is #1 priority, but you need to keep on top of your soldiering skills, because I was on the drill square yesterday and now I'm doing the gunnery, because as soon as we finished in the Queen's Birthday Parade in June, we'll be preparing for our next tour of Afghanistan again.
It'll definitely be a lot more challenging for us. The boys preparing with the warrior vehicles, they're gunning, they're driving, they're commanding, and then they're back on the drill square the following day. As guardsmen, we'll never say we're nervous, but I'd be lying if I'm saying I'm not nervous for the boys. This time last year, I was always nervous for the boys when we were in Afghanistan, but knowing them as Scots Guardsmen, then we'll stand tall and we'll show Her Majesty where our 3rd Foot Guards have been since 2002.
Here on Horse Guards Parade, the other aspect of their work, the 1st Battalion Scots Guards are the only armoured infantry battalion among the Foot Guards. They're the ones trooping their colour today. A few specks of rain, let's hope they clear away. The battalion with its 5 companies stationed in Catterick in North Yorkshire. Most senior company is right flank providing the escort today. Another of those companies, B Company, is providing #2 Guard today. And #3 Guard is provided by F Company Scots Guards. Let's have a look at the far end of the parade ground, formed up at right angles. That's #6 Guard, formed by #7 Company Coldstream Guards. And then next to them we have #5 Guard, provided this year by the Prince of Wales Company Welsh Guards. No Welsh Guardsmen on parade for the past 2 years, so good to see them back. #4 Guard, provided by Nijmegen Company Grenadier Guards. Most of the soldiers passing out of basic training spend time with Nijmegen Company. There we have the focus of the parade, the colour, the Queen's colour of the 1st Battalion Scots Guards, bearing no fewer than 41 of the regiment's 93 battle honours. The colour party is protecting the colour until it's trooped down the ranks. 3 members, the sergeant of the escort, Colour Sergeant Chris Millen, has 24 years of service in the Scots Guards, his 4th and final birthday parade. The sentries with him, Guardsman Christopher Vivers, Guardsman Thomas Hyams. They've both served on the last tour of Afghanistan. Everyone on parade today taking their orders from one man. He's been talking to Claire Balding.
We're behind the scenes here with Lieutenant Colonel Lincoln Jopp, who's field officer in brigade waiting. Very proud moment for you and for your battalion.
Claire, it is, and we've got some great weather, and with a bit of luck we'll be able to put on a fantastic parade for the Queen, for our families, and for the great British public, all of whom have been incredibly supportive of us, both when we were in Afghanistan last year and now that we're back.
And for you, you have to form a very strong bond with this lady. This is Burniston. She's 19 now, and she knows what to do.
She does. She's done the parade certainly more times than I have, more times than most guardsmen have. And she came up to Catterick, to our permanent home in North Yorkshire in January, and I've tried to ride her pretty much ever since, and she's the apple of my eye.
You've bonded.
I think that's very fair to say, yeah.
Is there any particular aspect of the parade that has been going through your mind?
I think that the field officer has always got half an eye on the rein back. That's a bit of a moment. And I don't really start to enjoy the parade until after that's over. But I'm determined to try to enjoy it as well as do my job as well.
We wish you the best of luck and thank you so much.
Claire, thank you.
Well, someone who knows Lieutenant Colonel Jopp very well is my special guest today. Indeed, there he is, commanding this parade himself back in 2009, so he's very familiar with every detail. He is Colonel Ben Farrell, who until last year was commanding officer of the Irish Guards and led the 1st Battalion on operations in Afghanistan. Ben, it's a great honour to have you with us today.
Good morning, Hugh, and good morning to all the viewers at home.
What are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm hugely looking forward to seeing my very good friend Lincoln, as the commander of the parade, put in a stunning performance.
We see him considering what's before him, the scene, and in fact the responsibility. What do you make of that?
Well, I remember this moment extremely well, under the arch, ready to come out, and the sort of context is Lincoln reflected recently riding out with Prince William before coming here today, and Prince William said, well, of course my grandmother knows this parade extremely well, knows all the details of where everybody should be, what they should be doing and what they should be saying, so no pressure then, Lincoln. So that's gives you a sense of how he'll feel now.
We'll be measuring the pressure a little later on. Ben, thanks very much. We are in fact looking forward to a birthday parade with a distinctly Scottish flavour. Of course, we are boosted by the presence of no fewer than 28 pipers and drummers. A very special quality to the parade. They've been sharing their thoughts on the challenge.
When they hear the bagpipes and they're away from home, all Scotsmen always think of home. We do take our pipes to Afghanistan with us and we take the drums, which gives us the opportunity to be able to play some morale-boosting music to the troops. We put the music together for the Queen's Birthday Parade whilst still out in Afghanistan. I spoke to Major Robertson via email and we put the tunes together.
The music will be played by the mass bands of the Household Division and indeed the pipes and drums. What an amazing mix.
Because I'm the junior piper, I'm really looking forward to performing on the Queen's Birthday Parade. I feel really proud wearing the Royal Stuart tartan, which is the tartan of the regiment, and parading in the front of our course, Her Majesty the Queen.
Each member of the pipes and drums is a fully trained infantry soldier.
I think quite often when people see us on parade, they don't actually even realise that we are soldiers at all. We're not just musicians. First and foremost, we are fighting soldiers. When I was in Afghanistan, part of my job was also as an interpreter, speaking to locals. We'd sit down, we'd have a cup of tea and a chat. The relationship with the locals helped the Scots Guards because they would come up to us and tell us where IEDs were.
The pipes and drums deployed with the battle group to Afghanistan during 2010, and unfortunately Cottle Monkhouse was killed in operations.
My friend Stephen Monkhouse was unfortunately killed during an ambush. He was posthumously awarded the Military Cross.
It's something that the pipes and drums have had to bear, and it's something that will never be forgotten.
The music from the pipes and drums will breathe a sense of passion and pride to those listening and marching to it. The minute that music strikes, there will be no doubt in anyone's mind that this could only have been a Trooping the Colour for the Scots Guards.
The Crimson Pipe banners on parade here at Horse Guards, reflecting the rich heritage and traditions of the pipers and the Scots Guards. At Buckingham Palace, the first royal procession is about to leave. In the first carriage, we have the Duchess of Cornwall, we have the Duchess of Cambridge, Duke of York, and Prince Harry. The Duchess of Cambridge, of course, for Catherine, first time at the Queen's Birthday Parade as a member of the royal family. Her first ceremonial occasion, if you like, as the Duchess of Cambridge. 6 weeks ago, she was the centre of attention on her wedding day. Today, of course, still plenty of interest in her presence, her appearance, but the centre of attention today will be Her Majesty the Queen because it's her birthday parade. The crowd's already voicing their enjoyment and appreciation. Claire Balding is with them.
And to get in this position with the perfect view of the carriage procession, you have to be here very early, which these women were. What time did you get here?
We got here about 7 o'clock this morning.
And your accent suggests that you've come from further away than just down the road.
Oh yes, definitely. We came all the way from Michigan in the United States, and we're here studying for a couple weeks, and we had to be here.
Now, what is it in particular about Trooping the Colour that has grabbed you?
Well, we were just so excited to see the members of the royal family after the wedding. We were so excited to see Kate and William, of course, so that was so exciting.
And I'm just going to have a chat here because where have you come from?
We've come from near Cambridge today.
Now, did you come here for the royal wedding?
We watched the royal wedding on the telly, and we came down on the Monday to see all the flowers in the Westminster Abbey. Fantastic, and down the Mall, and to get the atmosphere.
You've had a great position here. Are you now going to move elsewhere?
We'll probably wait and see all the horses go backwards and forwards, marching on together. It's fantastic to see all those horses. But no, we're waiting to see Prince William, or the Duke of Cambridge, come from our area,
okay.
And to come past on the horse for the first time in the Trooping the Colour.
All right, well, I'll let you concentrate again. Enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Royal Salute sounded by the trumpeter of the Sovereign's Escort, Lance Corporal Benjamin Ruffer of the Life Guards, and he signals the Queen's departure from the palace for this birthday parade of 2011. Queen celebrating her official birthday. It's 7 weeks after Her Majesty's actual birthday, which is in April, and that was, of course, her 85th birthday. Tradition going back to the days of Edward VII, who created the official birthday in June. There we have Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, his first appearance at the birthday parade as Colonel of the Irish Guards. The other royal colonels, the Prince of Wales, the Welsh Guards, Duke of Kent, the Scots Guards, and the Princess Royal of Blues and Royals. Duke of Edinburgh, who celebrated his 90th birthday yesterday. Along the approach road, not far from Horse Guards Parade, Duchess of Cambridge and other guests in the first carriage. There in the second carriage we have the Lady Louise Mountbatten-Windsor, the little 7-year-old who played her role wonderfully as a bridesmaid on Royal Wedding Day. And her father, the Earl of Wessex, there too. Number 3 Guard has opened up, ready to welcome these royal guests. And when they cross onto the parade ground, the national anthem will be played. Prince Harry saluting the colour as they cross the parade ground here at Horse Guards. A magnificent sight along the Mall, and the Brigade Major leading the way. Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Speed of the Scots Guards. It's his 6th birthday parade, but crucially, it's his first parade in this role. Took over the role of Brigade Major from Lieutenant Colonel Jeremy Bagshaw, who is now serving in Afghanistan. But Jeremy was very keen to send a message to his successor today.
I've been a Guardsman now for 20 years, and it's been an enormous privilege to have been the Brigade Major and to have run state ceremonial. And the Queen's birthday parade is the pinnacle of that. To the Brigade Major on the day, I'll just say, don't fall off. Too many people watching, and you might be late for the parade. And the other one is enjoy it. Enjoy it. I did. And you know, you rehearse so much. There's not very much to worry about. You just go with the flow, and it's a cracking day.
Jeremy Bagshaw's advice to Andrew Speed of the Scots Guards, who's leading the Sovereign's procession today as Brigade Major. Captain Kevin Davis, Director of Music of the Life Guards, leading the mounted bands of the Household Cavalry. Queen's birthday parade, of course, famous for the appearance of the mounted bands. And it's the second time that Captain Davis has directed the mounted bands for the birthday parade. Prince William, the Duke of Cambridge, with the other royal colonels. as the mounted bands turn into the approach road, and they tell the thousands waiting in the stands that this parade will begin in a few minutes' time. It's William's first ceremonial duty on horseback. First time you've seen him in a bearskin as well. And as Ben was telling us, he's been practicing in the past few weeks. We're watching the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh making their way to this birthday parade. And as we see the Duke there, Ben, it's worth remembering we have grandfather, father and grandson riding on parade as colonels of Foot Guards regiments.
Yes, here we do, and I think this is the very first time in history that this has ever happened, so a very special day, not only from my point of view as an Irish Guardsman, to have Prince William on parade as the Colonel, but also very much from the point of view of the royal family and the uniqueness of the occasion for them.
Great sight of the Sovereign's escort making their way along to the parade ground. The Lifeguards in their red tunics, the Blues and Royals will follow later, the 3rd and 4th Divisions in their dark blue tunics. And we can hear some young voices shouting because I'm told there are 1,000 youngsters from Scouts and Brownies and Boys Brigade from all over the UK lining that route along the enclosure. There is what we call a youth enclosure there. Groups are invited to attend in uniform as representatives of their respective organisations, and there'll certainly be some of those encouraging Prince William and the Queen as they pass on their way to the parade ground. Jack Hargreaves is the head coachman. It's his 5th time on parade. Spent 23 years in the army. Today riding McCarthy, the hand horse is Jasper. And among those in the stands today too, there are 10 in-pensioners from the Royal Hospital Chelsea. Chelsea pensioners who always get invited and to enjoy the spectacle today. Coachman salutes the colour. The Royal Colonels do likewise. And then we have the non-Royal Colonels following. Lord Guthrie, Colonel of the Life Guards, and Lieutenant General James Bucknell of the Coldstream Guards. So the Queen's Birthday Parade of 2011 is about to begin. At the stroke of 11, the Queen will step onto the saluting base. The Royal Standard will be released. The Field Officer, Lincoln Jopp, will give his command, and then the National Anthem will be played. Well, the Queen's first duty is to inspect the line of foot guards. That's traditionally accompanied by the massed bands, and there we have the Senior Director of Music, Lieutenant Colonel Graham Jones of the Coldstream Guards, his 4th and final birthday parade after a long and distinguished career. He's preparing to conduct a fond kiss. That's a selection of melodies associated with the bard Robbie Burns, arranged by Major Douglas Robertson, who's there in among the band. He's Director of Music of the Scots Guards, another one of these distinguished musicians. He has a long career of 40 years behind him. He's retiring early next year. Change of music to Act and Be Done, arranged by Major Douglas Robertson. Queen inspecting the line in her capacity as Colonel-in-Chief of all 7 regiments of the Household Division. These are, of course, the personal troops of the Queen, Sovereign's official bodyguards. Queen today wearing the brooch of the regiment trooping its colour, the 1st Battalion Scots Guards. And Ben, as the inspection continues, important to underline again what the relationship is here, what the strength of that relationship is.
Yes, here it is. It's a hugely proud day for all Guardsmen to be on parade today. Obviously, as you mentioned, the household troops, but I think it's also worth reflecting on these parades have their origins on the battlefields, and I think the soldiers would wish us to emphasise that first and foremost, they are fighting soldiers, and they carry their weapons today, which are the weapons they carried in Helmand Province and Iraq before that. So they are very much, first and foremost, fighting soldiers who perform to the excellent standards of the British Army, whether it's on parade or on operations overseas.
Notable by their absence today, the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery. They've taken the sensible precaution of staying away because of a recent bacterial infection affecting their horses. First time they've missed it in 14 years. It's sad that they're not here, but we look forward to seeing them again next year. And there's the Major General William Cubitt, his 4th and last time at the birthday parade as Major General commanding the Household Division, preparing for his retirement, we're told, at a farm in Norfolk. No fewer than 5 drum majors on parade in their distinctive state dress, positioned at the head of each band, responsible for keeping time. There's the senior drum major, Ben Roberts of the Coldstream Guards, appointed in September last year, so this, a very big day for him, his first birthday parade.